Very good evening to all of you. Hello and welcome, guys. My name is KP Singh, and I welcome one and all to today's episode of Weekly Current Affairs Catch Up Session. If the audio is fine and all of you can see the screen, please write down yes in the comment section. Welcome, Ishan. So, Ishan was the first one to join today. Welcome, Sanika. Hello, Joji. Welcome, Anu. Welcome, Charu. Hello, Ashurya. Welcome, Charu. Chale, guys. Chale. So, let's start without wasting any time. Well, the next edition of your Knowledge Gym will be released on 17th April. So BizQuest 21 and Knowledge Gym 21 will be released on 17th of April. BizQuest 20th and 19th episode were released on 17th and 2nd April. I hope all of you have solved those quizzes. Chaliye, so as always, I will request all of you to read up your CS snippet sessions. Also, read up your fact bite if we haven't started doing so. Fact bite is your one-stop solution to all current affairs related information from last 1 year. So we update fact bites on fortnightly basis, so always refer to the soft copy. And CS snippets, if you're reading, then you will be better utilizing these live sessions that we are conducting for you people. Okay, welcome Prajakta, welcome Morvi, hello Ishanya, welcome Riddhi, welcome Niyati, hello Devanshu, welcome Pranay, hello Raghav. Chale guys, let's start. The first, so as always, we will do it in two parts. Part one, we will do some comprehension based questions. All these passages have been picked up from the most important events of last 1 week. And then we will have a rapid fire round. You will get 15 seconds to read up a question and respond in the comment section. Chale, let's start. Okay, Arnik has to say something. So those topics that come in this session never come in Knowledge Gym. The reason is to give you a wider base of preparation. So we try to create it in a way that a lot of information will be covered up in your live session, and whatever we can't cover in live session, we will try to cover that up in your Knowledge Gym quiz. But if you're reading CS snippet from your portal, it will cover everything that you see or most of the things that you see in these live sessions and your Knowledge Gym quizzes. Chali, let's start. First passage relates to India-Turkmenistan bilateral meet. India and Turkmenistan signed 4 agreements including in financial intelligence and disaster management as President Ramnath Kovind met his Turkmen counterpart, Dash. So you have to name the Turkmenistani president here on Saturday and agreed to expand bilateral trade and energy cooperation to further strengthen the multifaceted partnership. This is the Dash visit of the President of India to independent Turkestan. So how many times have we visited Turkmenistan? So this is the Dash visit of the President of India to independent Turkmenistan and comes just after the inauguration of new Turkmen President Dash. Including his meeting today with the President of Turkmenistan, President Kovind held a detailed discussion on the state and prospects of bilateral relations and also exchanged views on various regional and international issues of importance. Let's see if you people were able to answer this. Okay, Aries York has answered the second question. What about the first one? Name the current president of Turkmenistan. Okay, Aries, your answer is correct for the second fill in the blank. Palak, your answer is correct for the second fill in the blank. Pranay, that's the right answer for the second one. It was the very first visit of any Indian president to Turkmenistan. Okay, what is the name of current president of Turkmenistan? Find that out. Meanwhile, I will read on. So, we have agreed to intensify efforts to further strengthen our multifaceted partnership, economic relations, strengthen bilateral ties. We agreed to do more to expand bilateral trade, which has remained modest. Our business communities must deepen their engagement, understand each other's regulations, and identify new areas of trade and investment, the President said in a statement issued by Ministry of External Affairs. The two leaders highlighted the significance of the International North-South Transport Corridor, INSTC, and the Ashgabat Agreement on International Transport and Transit Corridor. The Devya is the first one to give correct answer for the first fill in the blank. Name of the current president of Turkmenistan is Sardar Berdimuhamedov. So Sardar Berdimuhamedov is the current president. Yes, his name is confusing, but you will always find Sardar as a suffix in most of their names. Okay, So yes, it was the very first visit of any Indian president to Turkmenistan. Well, chaliye. So what about these two important corridors, North-South Transport Corridor and International Transport and Transit Corridor? So can you name the member parties of North-South Transport Corridor? Member nations of International North-South Transport Corridor, and does India feature in that list? And what about Ashgabat Agreement, International Transport and Transit Corridor? Okay, Shaurya says India, Iran, Russia, Azerbaijan. India, Iran, Russia, Azerbaijan is right answer, Shaurya. And there are some offshoots of that main route. So one road will go towards Afghanistan and another one to the Turkmenistan. Chaliye, welcome Anmol. Yes, you are a bit late. Chaliye, let's continue. So first question, India's Connect Central Asia policy dash envisages deeper mutual relations with the region, and energy linkage is an important component of the policy. So in which year did India come up with Connect Central Asia policy? Your options are 2010, 2011, 2012 or 2013. So 2010, 2011, 2012 or 2013. India's Connect Central Asia policy was launched in which year? Okay. Asharya will go with 2010. Well, itna purana nahi hai, by the way. Okay. Palak will go with 2011. Well, guys, correct answer is 2012. So it was being discussed earlier, but then we declared it in 2012. Moving on. India considers the Tapi pipeline a key pillar in its economic relations with Turkmenistan. Which of the following countries or country is not part of Tapi? Chaliye, it is very easy question to guess. If you have even a little bit idea about Asian geography, you would know which option to keep out. So if it is a pipeline, it should be going through countries which are in geographical continuity. So any pipeline reaching India from Turkmenistan will definitely include Pakistan. So which country do you think should be left out? Answer is Albania. So TAPI is an abbreviation. So which fourth nation did they miss out here? So it is a gas pipeline which will transport natural gas from the gas fields of Turkmenistan to India. So, and it is going to pass through Pakistan and Asharya gave the correct answer. Shashi, that's right. Charu, that's correct. Fourth country is Afghanistan and not Albania. Moving on. Chaliye. In dash, Hindi chair was established in Azadi Institute of World Languages, Ashgabat, where Hindi is being taught to university students. Difficult question, and I don't expect many of you to know this. So in which year Hindi chair was established in Azadi Institute of World Languages in Ashgabat, where Hindi is being taught to university students? Your options are 2013, 2014, 2015 or 2017. Ishan will go with option B. Chetan will go with option C. Anmol with option C. Palak picked up option B. Chali, without wasting any time, we'll move on to option C. Correct answer, no, not maybe, the correct answer is option C, 2015. Kindly note it down if you didn't know the answer. Moving on. Chali, last question based on this passage. Point out the incorrect statement. So if you are picking any option, do tell me why that option is incorrect. Your options are option A, highlighted the significance of the International North-South Transport Corridor and the Ashgabat Agreement on International Transport and Transit Corridor. Option B, India expressed its readiness to partner with Turkmenistan in its drive towards digitalization and noted that space can be another area of mutually beneficial cooperation. Option C, underlined the importance of holding regular cultural events in each other's territory since both countries share centuries-old civilizational and cultural linkages. Option D, India thanked Turkmenistan for its support to India's permanent membership in a reformed and expanded UNGA as well as for India's initiatives as a non-permanent member of UNGA for the period of 2021-22. Ishan says, C is incorrect probably. Also give us reasoning why. Why do you think C is incorrect? Don't we share centuries old civilizational and cultural linkages with Turkmenistan? We do. Many invaders like Tamerlane and Genghis Khan originated from the Central Asian region. Though Genghis started from Mongolia, but then his empire expanded as far as the Asian continent goes. So eastwards, it expanded till the Russian and Chinese seashore, and towards west, it was extended to Eastern Europe. Chaliye, Ishan will go with how B. How B? I'm not saying B is correct. You have to pick the answer. Which one is incorrect? Well, guys, it's very obvious answer. Correct answer or the incorrect statement here is option D. Now try to reread option D and tell me why or what is incorrect in option D. Question is not difficult. It can be answered without knowing much about India-Turkmenistan. Palak says permanent membership. Nope. Acha, is India a permanent member of UNGA? What is UNGA? UNGA stands for United Nations General Assembly. India is a permanent member of UNGA. So are all other sovereign nations. We are all member nations. General Assembly. Yes, Shrishti gave the correct answer this time. Incorrect option is option D. Why? Because we are seeking permanent membership in UNSC and not UNGA. So not General Assembly but Security Council. And India is a non-permanent member of United Nations Security Council for the period of 2021-22. Chali, bonus question. How many members are there in United Nations Security Council? So what is the total strength of UN Security Council? UN Security Council is one of the 6 permanent principal organs of UN. Okay, Shrishti gave the correct answer for the bonus question, 15. So there are 15, and Shrishti says 10 plus 5, that's also correct. So there are 5 permanent members called P5 with veto power, and there are 10 non-permanent members. So India is right now a non-permanent member, but we also want to become a permanent one. Chali, moving on. A bit more about Ramnath Kovind's visit to Turkmenistan. At the invitation of Sardar Bardim Muhammadov, President of Turkmenistan, President of Indian Republic, Ramnath Kovind paid visit to Turkmenistan from 1st to 4th April. It was a significant visit because it was first ever visit by an Indian president to this country. This comes at the time when India is celebrating 75 years. What are we calling it? Azadi Ka Dash Mahotsav. And Turkmenistan is celebrating 30 years of independence, and both of us together are celebrating 30 years of diplomatic relations. So yes, Alankrita, that's correct. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav mana rahe hum log in almost everything. So the two leaders emphasized that one of the main tasks facing the world at present is to consolidate efforts in a timely, effective and transparent manner to prevent outbreaks of pandemics like COVID-19. President stressed importance of expanding mutually beneficial trade and economic cooperation between our two countries and increasing the volume of bilateral trade. India and Turkmenistan signed 4 agreements including cultural and arts, youth issues, financial intelligence and disaster management. And we also emphasized on the importance of international north-south transport corridor and Ashgabat agreement on international transport and transit corridor. And we also emphasize Tapi pipeline. So it India considers Tapi to be a key pillar in our economic relation with Turkmenistan. Obviously, we will start getting cheaper gas from Turkmenistan via Pakistan and Afghanistan. India suggested that the issues related to the security of the pipeline with Taliban in power in Afghanistan and no clear leadership in Pakistan right now. There is a lot of security related concern that India shares. It is a natural gas pipeline being developed by the Gilkrish Tapi Pipeline Company and with participation of Asian Development Bank. This pipeline will be completed in next 2 years expectedly, but we are still worried about its security. India also expressed its readiness to partner with Turkmenistan in its drive towards digitalization and noted that space can be another area of mutually beneficial cooperation. And we thank them for their support in our membership or our nomination as non-permanent member of UNSC. चलिए नेक्स्ट पैसेज रिलेट्स टू नेपाल पीएम्स विजिट. तो पहले हमारे प्रेसिडेंट गए तुर्कमेनिस्तान, अब नेपाली पीएम आए हैं इंडिया. Read on. Along with his spouse and a delegation of 50 members, Nepali Prime Minister Dash has embarked on a 3-day visit to India on Friday, making it the first official visit after assuming the post for the Dash time. So both your questions are in the first sentence itself. Name the current Nepali Prime Minister and how many times has this guy become Prime Minister of Nepal. Chale, this one was easy. Palak is the first one to give correct answer. Then Dedia, then Srishti, then Muskan, then Shaurya. Welcome Ishan, that's correct. So correct answer for the first question is Sher Bahadur Devba. Naam bahut acha, Sher Bahadur Devba. And this guy has been Prime Minister of Nepal many times. Alankrita, no, first is incorrect. Aditya says 4th. Ishan says 2 times. Well guys, correct answer is 5th time. So this guy became Prime Minister for the 5th time in Nepal. Chaliye, let's read on. The delegation started off from Tribhuvan International Airport in Kathmandu for New Delhi at the invitation of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Devba left for Delhi via 1:25 PM Nepali airline. ये क्या ही पढ़ रहे हैं, चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. During the visit, Prime Minister Devba will meet External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar. While on the second day of his visit, Nepali Prime Minister will meet Prime Minister Narendra Modi at Hyderabad House besides other engagements. Apart from other official engagements in Delhi, PM of Nepal will visit Varanasi in UP. In a press statement, Ministry of External Affairs said India and Nepal enjoy age-old special ties of friendship and cooperation. In recent years, partnership has witnessed significant growth in all areas of cooperation. The upcoming visit will provide an opportunity to the two sides to review their wide-ranging cooperative partnership and to progress its further for the benefit of the two people, MEA had said. Chaliye, so let's move on to Q&A related to this topic. Earlier, the Union Cabinet had cleared a plan to build a new bridge connecting India and Nepal over the Mahakali River and link Dharchula in Dash with Nepal's Dharchula. So this town has 2 parts. One lies in India, another one in Nepal. And Mahakali River flows in between, and now they are constructing a dam. So it's not Bihar. Your options are Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar or Himachal Pradesh. So many people have picked Bihar. Let me just strike that off to make it easier. Bihar is incorrect. कहाँ पे है धरचुला? It's in UK. So not United Kingdom, but Uttarakhand. Correct answer is option A. Nepal is 4th country after Bhutan, Singapore and Dash where RuPay is live. So RuPay, Western countries and especially Visa and MasterCard are very unhappy with the progress that RuPay has made. So now there are 4 countries other than India that accept or that allow RuPay to operate. So Bhutan, Singapore, Nepal. Which is the 4th nation? Your options are UAE, Thailand, Sri Lanka, Indonesia. Lakshya says Sri Lanka, Ishan says Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka का तो अपना पैसा नहीं चल रहा है यार, वहां तो वीजा मास्टरकार्ड भी भागना चाह रहे हैं. Incorrect answer. Prajakta, that's correct. Anmol, that's right. Shrishti, that's correct. Right answer for this question is option A, UAE. UAE is a very good ally of India and they generally support all our initiatives. Okay. Nepal signed a framework agreement to join the India-led International Solar Alliance. So ISA is growing in numbers. Nepal became which member country of ISA? So what is the total strength of ISA right now? International Solar Alliance के total members कितने हैं नेपाल के join करने के बाद? Let's see who can get the correct answer. Palak will go with A. Manya will go with A. Shaurya will go with A. Augie Puggy, what a cute name. Option D, that's incorrect. Augie Puggy. Shaurya will go with 105. Kunch Vyas will go with B. So guys, anybody picking option B, 105 is correct. Right answer is option B, 105. Chale, so there are 105 members. Nepal is the 105th member. Moving on. Next question on your screen. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Your options are: option A, India called for taking full advantage of opportunities in the power sector, including through joint development of power generation projects in Nepal and development of cross-border transmission infrastructure. Option B, signed 3 pacts, one MOU on enhancing technical cooperation in the railway sector, and 2 agreements between IOC and Nepal Oil Corporation, that is NOC, for supply of petroleum products for 5 years and for sharing of technical expertise. Nepalese Prime Minister, option C, Nepalese Prime Minister urged his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi to take steps to resolve a boundary dispute. Option D, none of these. Okay, so if you're picking anything from A, B or C, you need to give me reasoning or rationale for that. Lakshya says option C. Why option C is incorrect? Asharya will go with option C. Kunj will go with option C. Why C? Why is option C incorrect? Okay. Prajakta will go with D. Shara will go with C. Aries with D. Pranay with C. C, India was India who took the initiative first. What is the initiative? Nepal PM urged his Indian counterpart to take steps to resolve a boundary dispute. Okay, तो हम इस बात पे लड़ रहे हैं कि पहले किसने बोला. But that does not, justifies your argument that it was India who initiated first. Even if India was the first one to make this statement and Nepali Prime Minister reiterated it, that will also make option C correct. Nepalese Prime Minister urged Indian counterpart to take steps to resolve a boundary dispute. Well, correct answer for this one is option D. All these 3 statements are correct. So yes, India told them that we should solve boundary dispute in amicable manner, and they also reiterated the same thing. They also said that yes, we need to resolve it in a peaceful manner. Chaliye. A bit more about Nepali Prime Minister's visit to India. Mr. Sher Bahadur Deuba visited India to attend summit meeting with Indian Prime Minister. They inaugurated 35-kilometer cross-border railway line linking Jayanagar in Bihar to Kurtha in Nepal. And the first inaugural run of the train with a capacity of 1,000 passengers was flagged off by the 2 Prime Ministers. This is the first broad-gauge passenger rail link between the 2 sides, and it was constructed with Indian grant of 548 crores. Indian side also handed over Solu Corridor, which is a 90-kilometer, 132 kilowatt power transmission line built for 200 crores, which was constructed with, again, Indian money, but this time on line of credit. That means it was a loan. First one was a gift. Both sides finalized 4 pacts to expand ties in the areas such as railways and energy. These were related to, first one is Nepal joining ISA, International Solar Alliance, 105th member country. MOU on enhancing technical cooperation in the railway sector, agreement on supply of petroleum products between IOC and NOC, and agreement for sharing of technical expertise between IOC and NOC. Chaliye, Charu says 2 pacts only. No, there were more than 2 pacts, rather there were 4 pacts. PM Modi and Deuba also launched India's RuPay card in Nepal. So now Nepal became the 4th nation after Bhutan, Singapore and UAE where RuPay is live. And a bit about the boundary dispute that both countries now want to resolve peacefully. Kalapani boundary issue erupted in 2019. So when British fought a couple of wars with the Nepalese kingdom, a peace treaty was signed. Based on that, boundary between Nepal and British India was demarcated based on the flow of the river. So river stream. Now this river, Lipu Lake, Kalapani, has many tributaries and distributaries. And because not everything was put on paper, Indian and Nepali governments have difference of opinion regarding which tributary shall be considered to be the main dividing line. And therefore, both try to claim larger swath of territory. So in 2019, India came up with a new map, revised map of Uttarakhand, where we displayed that this entire region is part of India. In retaliation, Nepal also produced their own revised map where they was showing this entire region to be part of Nepal. Not just that, they also changed their national emblem. If you look at Nepalese national emblem, it also has map of Nepal on it, and they revised it to showcase the new map of Nepal, including areas of Kalapani, Lipu Lake, and Limpiadora. Acha chaliye, bonus question. If you look at the Nepalese national emblem, it has a motto inscribed on it. So a motto or a quote. In which language is that motto inscribed? किस भाषा में है? Your options are Hindi, English, Nepali, Sanskrit. Hindi, English, Nepali और संस्कृत. So नेपाल के national emblem पे motto किस भाषा में है is a bonus question. Well, in this subcontinent, most of the people prefer to put up quotes or mottos in Sanskrit. Yes, correct answer is Sanskrit. Okay, chaliye. Slightly difficult. Can you give me the right answer for what is the national emblem? Sorry, let me change it. Can you write the motto inscribed on national emblem of Nepal? And what does it mean? Emblem तो कैसे लिखेंगे, आपको फोटो लगाना पड़ेगा. एटलीस्ट मोटो बता सकते हैं. What is the motto inscribed on their emblem? थोड़ा सा मुश्किल है. It says जननी जन्मभूमि स्वर्गति something, which means your motherland is sweeter than heaven. चलिए, moving on. UN General Assembly votes to suspend Russia from Human Rights Council. Very important news. Yes, Asharya is the first one to give correct answer for the bonus question. Mother and motherland greater than heaven. That's correct. Okay, that's right. Chale, read on. The resolution received a 2/3 majority of those voting minus abstentions in the 193 member assembly, with dash nations voting in favor and 24 against, dash abstained from the process. So how many nations voted in favor of this resolution and how many countries including India abstained from the process? So Russia, China, Cuba, North Korea, Iran, Syria, Vietnam were among those who voted against the motion. Those abstaining included India, Brazil, South Africa, Mexico, Egypt, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Jordan, Qatar, Kuwait, Iraq, Pakistan, Singapore, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia and Cambodia. Chale, so there are 193 members, 24 people voted against the motion. How many people voted in favor? Okay, let me just read up. Arnik will go with 94, Palak with 93, Shanika will go with 94. Well guys, there were 93 countries, so not 92, not 94, but 93 who voted in favor, and there were just 58 nations who voted against the motion. So 93 and 58. Chali, moving on. So the meeting marked the resumption of a special emergency session on the war in Ukraine and followed reports of violations committed by Russian forces. This past week, disturbing photos emerged from the city of Bucha, a suburb of the capital Kyiv, where hundreds of civilian bodies were found in the streets and in mass graves following Russia's withdrawal from that area. Prior to the vote, Ukrainian ambassador Sergei Kislitsia, whatever it is called, urged the countries to support the resolution. Bucha and dozens of other Ukrainian cities and villages, where thousands of peaceful residents have been killed, tortured, raped, abducted and robbed by the Russian army, serve as an example of how dramatically far the Russian Federation has gone from its initial declarations in the human rights domain. This is why this case is unique and today's response is obvious and self-explanatory, he said. Ashari has a question. Why did Pakistan abstain? For the same reason India did. We don't want to take sides in, अच्छा let's say आपके स्कूल में, कॉलेज में अगर दो ग्रुप्स में लड़ाई हो रही है, will you go in between and try to settle the feud? Generally you won't. Why? Because उड़ते हुए लात पैर घूसे शायद आपको भी लग सकते हैं. So it is better to wait it out, and when one of them wins, then you can go and console the loser and appreciate the winner. That way you will survive. So every country is trying to serve their own self-interest. Okay, I thought they depended on China and China is their best friend. Well, in international politics, there are no friends and foes. Every nation works for its own self-interest. So many times you will see India and Pakistan on the same side of the issue, just like this one. Chaliye. Question on your screen. In 2011, UN General Assembly suspended Daesh from the UNHRC over its crackdown on anti-government protests by the Muammar Gaddafi administration. So easy question if you know Gaddafi kahan se the. Lakshya says, does that mean that they can remove? They have removed Russia from the permanent members of UN? No, they can't. UNSC is a different organ. Any resolution of UNSC will require 9 positive votes in USC in United Nations Security Council, including those of 5 permanent members. So even if there is a resolution in the Security Council to remove Russia as permanent member, Russia will veto that resolution too. So it can't be done. So which other country was suspended from UNHRC, United Nations Human Rights Council? So we are talking about Human Rights Council here, not United Nations altogether. Russia is still a member of UN. It is still a member of UNSC. So options are Syria, Iraq, Oman, Libya. Syria, Iraq, Oman or Libya. Muammar Gaddafi was the leader of Libya, and therefore right answer for this question is option D, Libya. Most of you got it right this time. Muskan, Iraq is incorrect. Aries, that's correct. Sonika, that's correct. Greg, that's correct. Moving on. The United Nations General Assembly is one of the 6 principal organs of United Nations, serving in the main deliberative, policy-making and representative organ of the UN. Currently, in its Dash session, its powers, composition, functions and procedures are set out in Chapter 4 of the UN Charter. So, which session of United Nations General Assembly is going on? Is it 75th, 76th, 77th or 78th? Which session of General Assembly is going on right now? Yes, the area Russia has veto power, so they can veto any resolution of UN Security Council. Okay, 76, 76, 77, 76. So दो ही तरीके के आंसर आ रहे हैं. Correct answer, guys, is option B. It is 76th session of UN General Assembly right now. Okay, moving on. Human Rights Council, UNHRC, was founded in which year? Easy question, just a click away or Google away. 2004, 2005, 2006 or 2007? Human Rights Council, United Nations Human Rights Council was founded in which year? कब बनाया गया था UNHRC? अच्छा, bonus question. It is a successor of which United Nations organ? See, UNHRC को पहले क्या कहा जाता था? Before it was called UNHRC. So right answer for the question on your screen is option C, 2006. Prior to 2006, there was another organ of UN functional. What was it called is your bonus question. So meanwhile, I will read on the next question. Charu says, how will this affect Russia? I mean, this suspension from UNHRC. It will not affect Russia at all. Rather, to give you more understanding of this topic, Russia withdrew its candidature before this resolution could be passed. So, हटाने से पहले रशिया ने खुद ही रिजाइन कर दिया, रशिया ने खुद ही छोड़ दिया. So they quit. They were not thrown out, they quit. Okay. So it is more of a symbolic move, as multiple resolutions which were tabled at UN SC and General Assembly were vetoed by Russia. It was impossible to pass any resolution against Russia in those organs or those bodies. Therefore, it is just a symbolical victory for the Western powers that yes, we were able to throw out Russia from one group. So it will have no significant impact. Yes, UN Commission on Human Rights is the right answer for the bonus question. It was United Nations Commission on Human Rights, and now it is called United Nations Human Rights Council. Okay, which of the following statement is incorrect? Your options are: the US first moved resolution to suspend Russia over its military aggression in Ukraine. Resolution to remove Russia was titled Suspension of the Rights of Membership of the Russian Federation in the Human Rights Council. Option B, under this resolution, grave concerns regarding human rights abuses committed by Russia in Ukraine were highlighted. Option B तो बहुत ही simple है, तो obviously हटना नहीं चाहिए. Option C, the campaign to suspend Russia started after photos and videos of civilians killed by the Russian army in Bucha came to the fore. Option D, the UNGA can suspend any council member that committed human rights violation during its membership term. A 3/4 majority vote is required by the General Assembly to suspend a member. So which one do you think is incorrect, and also give me reasoning why? Lakshya says, what about president of UN? Is he Russian? Did he? Well, Secretary General of United Nations is not Russian. एंटोनियो गुतेरेस रशियन नहीं है. चलिए बोनस क्वेश्चन, कहां से आते हैं वो? एंटोनियो गुतेरेस belongs to which country? Okay, Portugal is the right answer. So he's Portuguese, he is not Russian. Lakshya, I hope that clarifies. Okay, what about this question? Yes, option D is incorrect. Why is option D incorrect? Because it says 3/4 majority vote is required. Even on the passage we were able to read that only 2/3 votes were given in favor of the motion. So अगर 3/4 requirement होता तो रशिया बाहर नहीं होता. So requirement is 2/3 majority and not 3/4 majority. You need 2/3 majority to oust any country from the UNHRC. Correct answer option D. Right? So 2/3 चाहिए होता है, but 1/3 लिखा हुआ है, इसीलिए that means 66% वोट चाहिए, यहाँ 75 लिखे हुए हैं, इसलिए गलत है. Ernick says, if Russia started war when India was in its presidency in UNSC, will India ever cheer in topics of Russia-Ukraine? Well, it all depends on the situation. International politics keeps on changing. Our geostrategic interests will drive our behavior. So it completely depends on what our needs are at the moment. Right now, we want to balance it out. Okay, few more pointers related to UNHRC. UN General Assembly adopted resolution on 7th April calling for Russia to be suspended. Prior to the vote, Ukrainian ambassador Sergei urged countries to support the resolution. The vote took place on the anniversary of Rwandan genocide of 1994. Read up more about the Rwandan genocide, where Hutus and Tutsis were fighting it out. And the Ukrainian ambassador drew parallels with this dark page in recent history. Resolution received 2/3 majority of those voting minus abstentions in the 193 members assembly, with 93 nations voting in favor and 24 against it. 58 abstained from the process, including us. Well, Russia is not the first one to be ousted from UNHRC. Prior to that, Libya also lost its seat in 2011 because of Muammar Gaddafi's behavior against the peaceful protesters. अच्छा चलिए बोनस क्वेश्चन. मिस्टर मोहम्मद गद्दाफी को सेलिब्रेट करते हुए हमारे सब कॉन्टिनेंट में एक क्रिकेट स्टेडियम बनाया गया था. इन विच कंट्री वाज द गद्दाफी क्रिकेट स्टेडियम लोकेटेड? सो गद्दाफी क्रिकेट स्टेडियम कहां पर था? योर ऑप्शंस आर अफगानिस्तान, पाकिस्तान, बांग्लादेश और श्रीलंका. Afghanistan, Pakistan, Bangladesh or Sri Lanka. Gaddafi Stadium was in which country? I'm saying was because that country decided to change the name once Gaddafi became international villain. Well, right answer for the bonus question. Lakshya, you have to remove the question mark if you're answering something. Correct answer is Pakistan. No, not Afghanistan. Right answer is Pakistan. Gaddafi Stadium was in Pakistan. Pakistan keeps on changing its heroes. Well, what are the grounds for suspension? Human Rights Council is an intergovernmental body within United Nations system which is responsible for strengthening the promotion and protection of human rights around the world. HRC replaced former UN Commission on Human Rights. It was created by General Assembly on 15th March 2006, and this body met for the first session in June 2006. There are 47 members and the headquarters is in Geneva, Switzerland. Russia joined this body in 2021 as one of the 15 countries elected by the General Assembly for 3-year term. So all these member nations are elected for just 3 years. Well, moving on to the next passage related to World Health Day 2022. WHO estimates that more than 13 million deaths around the world each year are due to avoidable environmental causes. This includes the climate crisis, which is the single biggest health threat facing humanity. The climate crisis is also a health crisis. As we celebrate World Health Day this year, let's understand and analyze this year's theme. Dash. So you have to name the theme. This year, it will mark the dash year of celebrating World Health Day. So how many years have passed? So you have to name the theme, then you have to name the how many years have passed that we are celebrating World Health Day. And bonus question, on which date do we celebrate World Health Day? Chali, let's see who answers it first. The radio, that's correct. Shushi, that's right. Riddhi, that's correct. Muskan, that's correct. Ashwarya, that's right. Rutuja, that's correct. Correct answer for the first fill in the blank is our planet, our health. So how many years? This year will mark dash year of celebrating World Health Day. Bonus question है कब मनाया जाता है? I think bonus question everybody knew, so I'm getting correct answer from many people now. Correct answer is 7th April. It is celebrated on 7th April. Why do we celebrate it on 7th April? 7th April को ही क्यों मनाते हैं? World Health Day. बीमारी तो कभी भी आ सकती है. Maintain 2 गज दूरी, मास्क है जरूरी. Well, 7th April is the day when WHO was established. So we celebrated because of WHO. Acha, give me answer for the second question. How many years have passed? Right answer is 72nd. So this is the 72nd year. So कब establish हुआ था? 1948 में establish हुआ था WHO और 1950 से हम लोग celebrate करते आ रहे. चलिए, moving on. World Mental Health Day is observed on dash every year. World Mental Health Day is observed on dash every year. Your options are 8th October, 9th October, 10th October, 11th October. 8th October, 9th October, 10th October और 11th October. World Mental Health Day कब मनाया जाता है? 8th, 9th, 10th और 11th. Well guys, correct answer for this one is what? No, Palak, that's incorrect. Greg, that's right. Chetan, that's correct. Right answer is 10th October. Option C. The Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying has launched a pilot project in the state of Dash to implement One Health framework by World Health Support Unit. Options are UP, Bihar, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh. So One Health framework by One Health Support Unit कहाँ पे सेटअप किया गया है pilot project? So Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying has launched a pilot project in the state of Dash, UP, Bihar, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh. Rutuja, that's correct. Radhika, that's incorrect. Ashwarya, that's incorrect. Aditya, that's incorrect. Pranay, that's correct. Right answer is option C, again Uttarakhand. Okay, recently funds were sanctioned for setting up a Center for One Health at Center for One Health कहाँ establish किया गया है? Recently लखनऊ, भागलपुर, बोकारो, नागपुर. लखनऊ, भागलपुर, बोकारो और नागपुर. लखनऊ, भागलपुर, बोकारो और नागपुर. Lakshya will go with Lucknow. Fareen will go with, okay, Manya will go with Bokaro. Well guys, right answer for this one is, both of you are incorrect. Right answer is option D, Nagpur. Which of the following statement is incorrect? Your options. World Health Day's idea was conceived at the first Health Assembly in 1948 and it came into effect in 1950. Option B. It is being celebrated today to mark the foundation of the World Health Organization on 7th April 1952. Over the years, it has brought to light important health issues such as mental health, maternal and child care, and climate change. Pranay, that's correct. Charu, that's correct. Easy to guess. Right answer this time is option B. Oops, कुछ तो गलत पढ़ा मैंने. Anyways, so option B में क्या गलती है? I already gave that answer when I was explaining the passage. So it is being celebrated 1950. चलिए, that's correct. So 1952 गलत लिखा हुआ है. 1948 में फर्स्ट मीटिंग हुआ था, 1950 से हम फॉलो कर रहे हैं. 48 में हम बना चुके हैं, तब से हम फॉलो कर रहे हैं. चलिए, World Health Day and other programs. One health program की हम बात करते हैं. World Health Day is one of the 11 official global health campaigns marked by WHO along with these others. Assignment for you people is to note down these 11 official health campaigns, and once this live session ends, leave a comment mentioning which day is designated or devoted for that particular health campaign. So what are the 11? One is World Health Day, then there is World TB Day, World Immunization Week, World Malaria Day, World No Tobacco Day, World AIDS Day, World Blood Donors Day, World Chagas Disease Day, Patient Safety Day, Antimicrobial Awareness Week, and World Hepatitis Day. This year's theme is Our Planet, Our Health. WHO estimates that there are more than 13 million deaths around the world each year due to avoidable environmental causes. So 13 million people could have been saved. In 1948, WHO held the first World Health Assembly. An assembly decided to celebrate 7th April with effect from 1950 as World Health Day. Chali. Well, what is One Health Program? Indian government is also doing a lot about World Health Program. It believes that your health is related with other aspects of life. So human health is also related to animal health and related fields. So for example, COVID. जब हम बात करते हैं source of COVID originated from, कहाँ से आया है COVID-19 SARS virus? It is zoonotic disease. Zoonotic means most of the new diseases that we are coming across nowadays are zoonotic in nature. That means something which Hindustan Mechanical Solution says China. Well, China is the country of origin. Well, I read it somewhere that some Chinese guy ate a bat. If you guys also read that story. So nowadays viruses are jumping from animal species to humans, and therefore read up more about bird flu, read up more about swine flu, Nipah virus. Chaliye, Institute of Virology, Wuhan, Aditya Singh, that's also right answer in a way. So India is spending a lot of money in healthcare, so 3.6% of GDP. The Ministry of Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying has launched a pilot project in the state of Uttarakhand to implement One Health, One framework by One Health Support Unit. So why is Ministry of Fisheries and Animal Husbandry doing it? As I said, as per One Health vision, we believe that only by cooperating and communicating with different branches of government or different organs of government, we can successfully fight and prevent such diseases. So One Health vision is also based on the tripartite plus alliance comprising of FAO, that is Food and Agriculture Organization, World Organization of Animal Health, and WHO. Last passage for the day, political turmoil in Pakistan. So political turmoil in Pakistan, which is a country which is always on turmoil. In a week of political turmoil in Pakistan, the country has gone from having a prime minister to a caretaker prime minister, back to a prime minister, and I will add on again to having no prime minister and then a new prime minister. So, and on Saturday, the whole cycle might start again. Pakistanis have been glued to news updates instead of televised serial dramas that usually command attention during the holy month of Dash. So this month is being celebrated as, yes, Ramadan or Ramzan. So Ramadan Kareem and happy Ramzan to all those who are observing it. And that news has been full of intrigue. There's an alleged American plot for regime change, brawls outside the Supreme Court. At the center of it all is Prime Minister Imran Khan, a man who has sharply divided Pakistan between those who think he is saving the country and those who believe he is just another populist demagogue and in it for his own ego. For a play destined to be a classic in the history of the theatre of absurd, its actors are unfit and even for cameo appearances, mourned one writer in the liberal Pakistan Daily Dawn. That was after opposition parties lured away some of the Prime Minister's coalition allies. Controversially, they also convinced more than a dozen of Khan's own Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf party members to join the mutiny, amid accusations that bribery had purchased their allegiance. As parliament was dissolved, the local currency, the rupee, plunged in value against the dollar, the stock market tumbled, The Daesh paused its operations just as Pakistani officials were meant to negotiate the next tranche of 6 billion bailout. So किससे मांग रहा है पाकिस्तान $6 billion का bailout? Pakistan's army is considered to wield so much power in the country that it is often referred to simply as the establishment. So Shaurya says Pakistani Gorbachev. Whether he will turn out to be Gorbachev or not, only history will tell us. Let's see. So Mikhail Gorbachev is infamous. Why? Because he was the last leader of USSR. During his regime, USSR disintegrated. अभी चलिए इस पे आंसर करिए. So पाकिस्तान किससे पैसे मांग रहा है? वैसे सबसे मांगता है. बेल आउट मांगा जा रहा है $6 billion का. Charu says he lost his powers, started praising India. सर छुपाने के लिए जगह चाहिए ना, जब देश से भगाए जाएंगे. हर किसी को ब्रिटेन नहीं लेता. Trishti says IMF, that's correct. Palak, IMF with a question mark will not be accepted. Dhruvi, that's right. Correct answer is option. There is no option. Correct answer is IMF, International Monetary Fund. Did you hear a speech? Yes, I did. ये सब मगरिब की साजिश है और हमें रियासत मदीना बनाना है. These are the two phrases and आपने घबराना नहीं है. These are the only three things that I could remember. चलिए, moving on. Ramadan and IMF, right answer. Moving on. Which of the following statement is incorrect regarding X? Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan blocked a no confidence vote. He looked sure to lose and advised the president to order fresh elections, fueling anger amongst the opposition and deepening the country's political crisis. Option B. Government called the attempts to topple the government a part of the foreign conspiracy, even as the opposition leaders accuse Khan of misgovernance and blame him for the economic crisis in the country. Imran Khan will remain in office under Article 224A(4) of the Constitution of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan till a caretaker Prime Minister is appointed. Pakistan PM Imran Khan on Monday nominated former Chief Justice Gulzar Ahmed as caretaker Prime Minister. Option D, none of these. Yatharth will go with D. Yatharth is the first one to respond this time. What about others? Shall Greg will go with D. Well guys, correct answer. I will not take up much time. Option D is correct. That means all three statements were right. Very nice question. Since Pakistan's independence from UK in 1947, Daesh prime ministers have completed a full 5-year term. How many prime ministers in Pakistan were able to complete a full 5 years term since 1947? Your options are 1, 2, 3. None of these. Well, correct answer is what everybody is pointing out. D, none. So not even one prime minister was able to complete its tenure. Horrific and pathetic. Chaliye, moving on. Which of the following statements is incorrect? Your options are option A. The National Assembly or Awan-e-Zareen of Pakistan is the lower legislative house of the bicameral Majlis-e-Shura, which also comprises the Senate of Pakistan. The National Assembly is democratically elected body consisting of a total 342 members who are referred to as members of the National Assembly, of which 272 are directly elected members and 70 reserved seats for women and religious minorities. A political party must secure 172 seats to obtain and preserve a majority. If you guys are fond of watching prime time television news debates in a country, then you would know all the data in option B. Option C, each National Assembly is formed for a 6-year term. Option D, none of these. Very easy question. Again, Pranay will go with D. What about others? Farheen has picked D. I'm not sure for this question or the previous one. Palak will go with D. Well guys, option D is incorrect. Dhruv gave the correct answer. Dhruv is the first one to give right answer for this one. Arnik also gave the correct answer. Right answer for this question is option C. Why is option C incorrect? Because just like India, even in Pakistan, government is elected for a period of 5 years, not 6 years. Chaliye, a bit more about Pakistan turmoil. Well, by the way, Prime Minister of Pakistan blocked the no confidence vote because he was going to lose for sure. Deputy Speaker Qasim Suri, a member of his own party, rejected the no confidence motion against Khan using Article 5 of the Constitution. He said that it was an attempt to topple the government and foreign conspiracy, and therefore I am not going to allow voting on this issue. Imran Khan was supposed to remain in office till the time next election were going to take place. Opposition decided to approach Supreme Court of Pakistan. Supreme Court of Pakistan has nullified this order of the Deputy Speaker Qasim Suri, and again no confidence motion was tabled in the House, and this time Imran Khan lost. So such a humiliating defeat. Since Pakistan's independence, not even a single Prime Minister was able to complete a full 5 years term. Chale, rest of it we have already covered in incorrect statement, correct statement segment. Achha. So next question, which might become relevant in next few days. Who is the current Prime Minister of Pakistan? Who is the current Prime Minister of Pakistan? Well, answer is nobody, but who is going to become the next Prime Minister of Pakistan? So you're allowed to do the guesswork, and your answer might go wrong if something new comes up in Pakistani politics. But everything goes as per plan. Then Nawaz Sharif's brother, no, not Bhutto, Nawaz Sharif's brother, Shahbaz Sharif, Tiger, Shahbaz Sharif is going to become the new Prime Minister of Pakistan for next 1 year. Chale, moving on. Rapid fire round, you get 10 seconds to read and answer. World Autism Awareness Day is observed every year on which date? World Autism Awareness Day कब मनाया जाता है? आपके ऑप्शंस है 1st April, 2nd April, 3rd April और 4th April. World Autism Awareness Day कब मनाया जाता है? 1st, 2nd, 3rd or 4th April. Quickly. And write down one before your response so that it becomes easier for me to check which question are you answering. Okay, B, C. Well, correct answer is option B, 2nd of April. Next question. The International Day for Mine Awareness and Assistance is marked and observed on which date? Again, same options 1st, 2nd, 3rd or 4th April. International Day for Mine Awareness and Assistance is marked and observed on which date? 1st April, 2nd April, 3rd April or 4th April? Quickly guys, answer this question. Palak says C. Sanika will go with, that's correct for the first one. Joji will go with C. Well guys, correct answer is option D, 4th April. Moving on. Al Rihla is an official ball of Qatar FIFA 22. Was created by which sports organization? Al Rihla, official ball of Qatar FIFA 22 was created by which sports organization? Quickly guys, options are Adidas, Nike, Puma, none of these. So Al Rihla official ball है Qatar FIFA 22 का, किसने बनाया है? Options है Adidas, Nike, Puma and none of these. Easy question, most of you know it. Right answer is Alan, that's incorrect. Correct answer is option A, Adidas. So Adidas is the right answer for question number 3. Okay, moving on. WHO has issued a warning against XE, a new variant of Omicron first detected in Dash. So सबसे पहले नया वेरिएंट कहाँ मिला था? ऑप्शन है चाइना, साउथ अफ्रीका, यूके, यूक्रेन. चाइना, साउथ अफ्रीका, यूके या यूक्रेन. So this country is producing new and new variants. So no, not South Africa. Omicron South Africa में था प्रणय. So not this one. So XE वेरिएंट सबसे पहले मिला है यूके में. So यूके से और भी नए वेरिएंट्स आए थे. यूके से आया है. चाइना में तो चल ही रहा है, बट चाइना में कौन सा वेरिएंट है वो डिस्क्लोज होने में टाइम लगता है. Okay, next question. Which country has won ICC Women's Cricket World Cup 22? Important question. Which country won ICC Women's Cricket World Cup 22? India, England, South Africa, Australia. किसने जीता Women's Cricket World Cup? Atharva, that's correct. Augie, Puggy, Cutie, that's correct. Greg, that's right. Correct answer is Australia. Which state government has launched the scheme Him Pehri to stop the migration of people from states' international border? So border states से लोगों को जाने से रोकने के लिए किस गवर्नमेंट ने नया स्कीम लॉन्च किया है? हिम प्रहरी. ऑप्शन है हिमाचल प्रदेश, सिक्किम, उत्तराखंड, अरुणाचल प्रदेश. हिमाचल प्रदेश, सिक्किम, उत्तराखंड, अरुणाचल प्रदेश. Well, if you look at the title of the scheme, obviously दो options तो rule out हो जाते हैं. So it can't be Sikkim or Arunachal. It should be somewhere in the Hindi heartland. Him Pehri. So Himachal या उत्तराखंड. Yes, Chetan, that's a very apt observation. USA is producing new variants of iPhone and UK is producing new variants of coronavirus. Okay. Correct answer for this question is Uttarakhand. So Himachal and Uttarakhand दोनों जगह पे similar scheme चल रहा है, but I think Uttarakhand was the first one to do it, so go with that. Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, delivered a dire assessment and warning in its latest report releasing 4th April. IPCC won Nobel Peace Prize in which year? So Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change को Nobel Peace Prize कब मिला था? 2005, 7, 9 और 11. Okay. Pooja, name of next Pakistani Prime Minister is Shehbaz Sharif, is brother of Nawaz Sharif. Opposition has nominated him as their leader, but things can change. Chale, correct answer for question number 7 is option B, 2007. Easy question. Question 8, which state government mandi board has decided to send a digital form J on the WhatsApp number of farmers from this rabi procurement season? Digital form J भेजा जाएगा अब किसानों के WhatsApp नंबर पे, फोन नंबर पे. किस स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने ये डिसीजन लिया है? यूपी, पंजाब, आसाम, गोवा. सो किस स्टेट के किसान सबसे ज्यादा नाराज थे? दैट्स द राइट आंसर फॉर दिस क्वेश्चन. राइट आंसर इज ऑप्शन बी, पंजाब. चलिए, मूविंग ऑन. Which Indian music composer won Grammy Award for his album Divine Tides? Indian music composer won the Grammy Award for his album Divine Tides. Your options are Ricky Cage, Aryan Dev, Shivam Ranjan, S.N. Joshi. Palak, that's right. Shrishti, that's correct. Arnik, that's incorrect. Okay, Manya, that's right. Correct answer is option A, Ricky Cage. What about question 10? Read up question 10. Who has been awarded Chameli Devi Jain Award? Kya award hai? So Chameli Devi Jain Award in the category of an outstanding women media person 2021. लेने से पहले 2 बार सोचना पड़ेगा. So Chameli Devi Jain Award दिया गया है किसको? आपके सामने ऑप्शन है आरिफा जौहरी, अमृता देसाई, अंजना ओम कश्यप, अंजना and Smriti Singh. So which who has been awarded Chameli Devi Jain Award in category of outstanding women media person? आपके ऑप्शन है आरिफा जौहरी, अमृता देसाई, अंजना ओम मोदी, स्मृति सिंह. Aditya, that's correct. What others? Ashwarya, that's incorrect. Okay, Manya, that's incorrect. Correct answer for the question number 10 is option A, it's Arifa Johari. Moving on. Which bank has signed MOU with BSF to offer special benefits to the serving and retired BSF personnel and family pensioners through Central Armed Police Salary Package? So which bank has signed up MOU with BSF? Options हैं ICICI, SBI, HDFC, Yes Bank. ICICI, SBI, HDFC, Yes Bank. So BSF world's largest पैरामिलिट्री फोर्स को अब सपोर्ट करेगा इंडिया का सबसे बड़ा बैंक. आंसर इज एसबीआई. क्वेश्चन 12. द हुरून रिसर्च इंस्टीट्यूट हैज रिलीज्ड 12th एडिशन ऑफ द हुरून रिचेस्ट सेल्फ-मेड वुमेन इन वर्ल्ड 2022. हाउ मेनी इंडियन वुमेन हैव बीन प्लेस्ड ऑन द लिस्ट? अच्छा, चलिए, बोनस क्वेश्चन. हु हैज टॉप्ड दिस लिस्ट एंड नेम ऑल द इंडियन मेंबर्स और इंडियन women on this list? चलिए, ऑप्शन है 3, 4, 5 और 6, यानी बहुत कम है. Yes, Ellen, that's correct. अच्छा, answer this question. Hurun Research Institute has released 12th edition of Hurun Richest Self-Made Women in the World 2022. कितनी इंडियन women है इस लिस्ट में? 3, 4, 5 और 6. Well, बहुत ज्यादा नहीं है. Correct answer is option A, 3. चलिए, बोनस क्वेश्चन है, तो किसने टॉप किया है इस लिस्ट को? देयर आर मेनी चाइनीज वुमेन ऑन दिस लिस्ट नाउ. ऑलमोस्ट 2/3 मेंबर्स तो चाइनीज हैं. तो ये बताइए टॉप किसने किया है और इंडियंस कौन कौन है? ओके, सृष्टि सेज फागुनी नायर, दैट्स करेक्ट. फागुनी नायर इज फाउंडर ऑफ विच कंपनी? देरिया सेज फागुनी नायक. यस, फागुनी नायक किस कंपनी के फाउंडर हैं? नायका. नायका इज करेक्ट. चलिए, who else? किरण मजूमदार शॉ. सृष्टि मजूमदार शॉ इज किरण मजूमदार शॉ. किरण मजूमदार शॉ किस कंपनी के ओनर हैं? किरण मजूमदार शॉ. नायका, ठीक है, नायका हो गया गाइस. नायका आगे बढ़िए. सो फागुनी नायर के बाद हमने डिस्कस किया किरण मजूमदार शॉ. तो किरण मजूमदार शॉ की कंपनी का नाम बताइए. एंड नेम द थर्ड गर्ल ऑन दिस लिस्ट, थर्ड इंडियन वुमेन ऑन दिस लिस्ट. Yatharth says Biocon, that's correct. Kiran Majumdar Shah is right now heading Biocon. And who's the third Indian woman on this list? फागुनी नायर, किरण मजुमदार शाह, मजुमदार शाह हो गया, बायकॉन हो गया, फरीन. मूव ऑन नेक्स्ट. जोहो की फाउंडर कौन है? जोहो. So that's your hint. Who is co-founder of Zoho? Yatharth, that's correct. Radha Wembo is correct answer. Radha Wembo is the right answer. Okay. So Miss Radha Wembo, Zoho, Miss Kiran Majumdar Shaw, Biocon, and Faguni Nair of Nykaa. Chale, moving on. Question 13. Who has been appointed first ever black women judge of US Supreme Court? We covered this in previous episode of Weekly Law Scoop. If you guys attended that, then you should know the answer. Your options are Ketanji Brown Jackson, Sherlyn Ifill, Gwen Ifill, none of these. Question number 13. Palak gave the correct answer, then Greg, then Riddhi. Yes, guys, correct answer is option A. Right answer is Ketanji Brown Jackson. In the 12th edition of QS World University Rankings, which university has been topped in engineering and technology? So QS World University Ranking में इस बार top position पे कौन है? आपके options हैं Harvard, Oxford, MIT और Stanford. Harvard, Oxford, MIT और Stanford. Well guys, generally यही यूनिवर्सिटी टॉप करती है इस सेगमेंट में. राइट आंसर इज ऑप्शन सी. इट इज MIT. MIT generally is ranked number 1 in engineering and technology segment. What about Indian colleges? So, as per QS World University Rankings in Engineering and Technology category, which IIT has been ranked at 65th position, 65th position. So, 65th position पे कौन सा इंडियन IIT है? ऑप्शन है IIT बॉम्बे, IIT दिल्ली, IIT कानपुर या IIT खड़गपुर. Venkat, you can't pick two, pick one. Shrishti, that's right. Palak, that's right. Correct answer is option A, IIT Bombay. Question 16. Parliament passed a bill to revamp the functioning of the institutes of chartered accountants, cost accountants, and company secretaries. ICAI was founded in which year? If anybody had a dream to become CA, तो उनको तो रटा हुआ होगा. Options हैं 1946, 1949, 1952 और 1955. ICAI साल में 4 बार रिमाइंड कराता है लोगों को. Well, right answer for this question is option B, 1949. Moving on. Question 17. Supreme Court asked the centre to respond to a petition challenging provisions in the Hindu Succession Act as gender discriminatory. The Hindu Succession Act was passed in which year? Okay, कल के लॉ स्कूप पे हमने डिस्कस किया था स्पेशल मैरिज एक्ट और हिंदू मैरिज एक्ट. और स्पेशल मैरिज एक्ट 1954 का है, हिंदू मैरिज एक्ट 1955 का है. सो ऑब्वियसली उसके बाद ही आया होगा सक्सेशन एक्ट. आपके ऑप्शन है 1956, 1959, 1962 या 1969. So most of you got it right this time. Anya, that's incorrect because that's not even in the options. Okay, Chetan, that's right. Asharya, that's right. Correct answer is option A, 1956. Question 18. Centre suggested to the Supreme Court to let Mulla Periyar Dam Supervisory Committee continue for a year. So where is Mulla Periyar Dam located? In which Indian state? Options are Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh. Kerala, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh. Shaurya, that's right. Palak, that's correct. Riddhi, that's right. Right answer is option A. It's in Kerala. There's a lot of controversy going on about Mulla Periyar Dam. Last two questions for the day. IMF has lauded India's food subsidiary program, which prevented the increased prevalence of extreme poverty in country during COVID-19. IMF is headquartered in. कहाँ पर है IMF का headquarters? So before we end this session, I would request all of you to quickly click on that like icon. It will not cost you much, but it gives us the much needed appreciation. If you like what we are doing, don't forget to like, share and subscribe our channel and keep sharing your love. Well, your options are Washington DC, Sweden, Madrid, London. IMF का headquarter कहाँ पर है? Washington DC, Sweden, Madrid, London. Bonus question, World Bank का headquarters कहाँ पर है? वो भी आप बता सकते हैं chat box में. Right answer for question number 19 is option A, Washington DC, जहां दुनिया का सारा पैसा है. Last question for the day. India has won the bid to host Asian Junior Under-20 Men and Women and Cadet Under-17 Boys and Girls Fencing Championship for which year? So India में फेंसिंग चैंपियनशिप कब होने जा रही है? आपके ऑप्शंस हैं 2023, 25, 27 और 29. 23, 25, 27 or 29. India has won the bid to host Asian Junior Under 20 Men and Women and Cadet Under 17 Boys and Girls Fencing Championship for which year? Right answer for question number 20 is option A. It's 2023. We'll stop here, guys. Thank you so much for attending. Click on the like button if you haven't already. We'll meet again next Sunday with another episode of Weekly Current Affairs Catch Up. I request all of you to download Weekly CS Snippet from your portal and read it so that you can participate much better. Thank you, guys. Bye. And don't forget to mention all the important dates of 11 health campaigns which have been designated by WHO once this live stream ends.